I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back. Starting from scratch, I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe you're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not, because I still believe you're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go. The only thing that I know, you were my gravity, but now I had to leave. I will let you go. Why do you think that I want? Why do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity. 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 I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you I've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me. No, we're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all. We should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back. Starting from scratch, I won't let you go. No, I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go. No, baby, I will not.
Warning: the Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we get set for pole day qualifying to kick off our race weekend at the Chicago Motor Speedway. Duracell Ultra Lite Series drivers getting ready to head out on track for their 10-minute qualifying session. This is in preparation for the 15th race of the second season for the Duracell Ultra Lite Series drivers. 31 drivers here this weekend. A number of the Cup drivers taking the opportunity to turn some laps here in the Lite Series as well this weekend. This weekend we've ended up having the final doubleheader for, I want to say, 3 weeks. We'll see just the Cup drivers, I think, for the next 2 weeks. So opportunity here for the Cup drivers to be able to jump down a series and get some extra information for their Cup Series race that'll be here this weekend on Sunday. They'll have their pole day qualifying session tomorrow at 1. This is one of those drivers, Jack Mitchell, one of the limited number of stars that he's making this season in the all-star car out of Adrenaline Motorsports. As more drivers heading out here onto the racetrack. Of course, Chicago Motor Speedway, not to be confused with Chicagoland. Chicagoland, 1.5 miles in length. Chicago Motor Speedway is only 1 mile long, and not a whole lot of banking as well. Kind of think similar to New Hampshire, but a little bit more spacious. A lot more options with the lanes you can run. Only 6 degrees of banking in the corners. I believe the first car we had out onto the racetrack up to speed, Eli Bright in the 20 out of Trackhouse Racing. Eli is the highest driver in the point standings right now without a victory, as he has been very consistent the last couple of weeks. He's moved his way up to 6th in overall points. Being inside the top 7, he would, at this point in time, point his way into the playoffs, but trying to get into victory lane, trying to be, would be the 3rd, I believe, Trackhouse Racing car to find victory lane this season. Juan Garcia, the most recent, back at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Roberto Crown Jr., of course, being the first, winning back at Sonoma. Right now, Bright is top of the board at a 34.790. Couple cars up ahead of him, Cody Majorek in the 70. We saw him go to victory lane for the first time in his career last week when we were at Iowa Speedway. This is going to be the final leg of the 3-mile racetracks in a row. We ran Hillside a couple of weeks ago, Iowa last week, and Chicago Motor Speedway this week. And so far, in the 14 completed races, we have had 13 different drivers go to victory lanes. So, quite an impressive feat. We've had a number of drivers get their first career wins, not only just in the Lite Series, but overall in their NNSCRA careers. And will we add a 14th driver by the end of the race here tomorrow afternoon? David Dixon, just up ahead, 45. Multi-time winner in the Duracell Ultralight Series. Only one victory so far this season. Third in the point standings coming into this one. Already has a victory, but looking to point his way into the playoffs. And top of the board right now would be this driver, Anthony McCurry. As mentioned, a number of the Cup drivers going to be participating in tomorrow afternoon's Lite Series race. Anthony in the All-Star car out of Garage 55, trying to get some extra laps as he's been struggling on the Cup Series side. 34.095 currently would have Anthony starting on the pole, but we still have more than half the session left to go as we are approaching halfway. A little over 5 minutes remaining. Second fastest on the board right now is a driver that really can use some good momentum, and that's Cam Wright Jr. And you're probably thinking, well, why does he need good momentum? Guy's got 2 victories, he's leading the point standings. Well, no, he's not leading the point standings anymore. After last week, Roberto Crown Jr. was able to eat into the points deficit between himself and Cam Wright Jr. and actually passed him. Roberto Crown Jr. comes into this week the new points leader. So the string of bad luck that Cam Wright Jr. has had, a lot of it being that he didn't qualify well and would find himself back in traffic in the early going, came back to finally bite him, and now he finds himself second in the standings. I mean, it's not a panic situation for Cam Wright Jr. He's the only multi-time winner on the season, so if he falls out of the top 7, he's in the number 1 wild card seed. The thing that Cam Wright Jr. and his team want to do, though, is they want to dominate the regular season, win the regular season championship, because not only do they have 10 bonus points coming their way for the 2 victories so far this season, but they'd also have 15 bonus points for winning the regular season championship, and that pretty much locks you the number 1 seed when the playoff points are put together. So for Cam Wright Jr., he'll be looking to bounce back and take the points lead back from Roberto Crown Jr. He just dropped to 3rd on the speed charts. Kyle Langland moving to 2nd place. There's Roberto Crown Jr. on pit road. They're making some adjustments on his race car here as he sits currently 25th fastest. Looks like the Mazdas out of Garage 55 looking pretty sporty. Anthony top of the board. Autumn Brooks right now 6th at a 34.325. Autumn coming into this one 13th in points. There's a number of drivers got to kind of keep an eye on here down the home stretch with only, 6 races remaining in this regular season that haven't gone to victory lane, but their consistency has looked pretty good. Autumn Brooks being one of them. This guy as well, Nathan Stapleton. Saw him have that runner-up finish a couple of weeks ago at, was it runner-up finish? It was a top 5 finish, I know at least, at Hillside, and he's 15th in overall points. I'm looking at those two. I'm looking as well at Chris Dollerton, Ralph Mason, Wes McCoy. These drivers have been doing pretty well as far as consistent finishes as of late, and they still have enough time, they could conceivably work their way up into the top 7 in points before the checkered flag waves in the regular season finale at Auto Club. As we look at another of our Cup Series interlopers, Daniel Voiles, 10th fastest right now for the driver out of World NOS Racing. Our Cup Series drivers in the Lights race here this weekend are Anthony McCurry, going down the list here, as well as Dylan Young, Jack Mitchell, Bryce Egan, and Daniel Voiles. So 5 Cup drivers, not running for points, just running for experience and maybe a Light Series checkered flag. Going to be participating in this one. 26 drivers, full-time Lights drivers, will be running for points. We're watching Roberto Crown Jr. here, seeing if there'll be any improvement after the adjustments made last week on both the Lights and the Cup side when we were at Iowa. It wasn't until the very last minute, last 30 seconds really, that we ended up having our pole sitter determine. Might see something like that here in this session, as Anthony McCrory still sits top of the board. Kyle Langland would be the highest starting of the full-time Lites drivers, as he is second fastest. And there was an improvement on the lap time for Alberto Crown Jr., but only got him from 27th to 25th. See if we can find Langland in the 26 car. There he is. 34.152 for the Chicago Blackhawks Dark Horse Mustang out of World NOS Racing. See him drive it in there on David Dixon. Looking to complete the pass. Encouraging what I'm seeing here with drivers battling each other, trying to get by each other for positions on the racetrack, because that kind of says to me that we will see passing tomorrow afternoon. There's Dylan Young alongside Michael Turner. Turner trying to fight for a wild card position, a former winner on the season, but right now he's on the outside looking in. And behind them, Jordan Anderson, who right now is 25th fastest, so he'll be starting back in a lot of traffic. Well, the driver that currently holds the final points-paying playoff position, 7th in points, after he lost 4 spots last week at Iowa. Bryce Egan going to be looking to make his second start here in the Lite Series in the Trackhouse Racing All-Star car. Finished, what was it, 15th last week at Iowa. Oh, whoa! Contact, I think, right there between Wes McCoy and Jackson Haywood sends the 93 up into the wall. He's 8th fastest on the speed charts, as 0's on the clock, so they'll have to do a little bit of damage repair there on that machine before tomorrow afternoon's race. He will keep his 8th position, though, on the qualifying charts, but tough break there right after the session came to a close for Jackson Haywood. As Anthony McCrory, that all-star car out of Garage 55, showing some good speed, and he'll be starting on the pole tomorrow afternoon. Kyle Langland will join him on the front row. Cam Wright Jr. will line up in third. Dave Smith, who is another driver trying to fight for a wild card position, will join him on row number 2. 1 week removed from his first career victory, Cody Majork will be on row number 3 with another former winner on the season, Cole Coybe. David Dixon and Jackson Haywood, they'll be back in row 4. Autumn Brooks and Chris Dollerton are going to be your top 10 for tomorrow afternoon's race. Take a look at some of the names that are going to be starting back in the pack with a lot of traffic to have to work their way through. One of the names that really stands out to me down there, Skylar Taylor. Again, we keep talking about how this team, they were so strong in the beginning of the season, and now they have hit a cold streak. Taylor's 11th in points right now in a playoff position via wild card, but this is not the same Skylar Taylor that we saw second half of last season and the very first half of this season. Jordan Anderson as well, going to be starting back there in the 25th position, and Michael Turner, who's trying to keep himself in the wild card conversation, going to start outside of the top 20. Roberto Crown Jr. will start 18th, so with a third place starting spot, Cam Wright Jr., when we take the green flag tomorrow afternoon, will have the points lead back, but a lot can change during the course of tomorrow afternoon's race. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Thank you all for tuning in to this qualifying session here from the Chicago Motor Speedway. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give me a like, subscribe, part of the crew today. We showed you what your starting lap's going to be here for tomorrow afternoon. We set the lineup for the Cup Series side tomorrow at 1, and then the Duracell Ultra Light Series drivers will take to the track for their 15th race of the season here in the second season of the Duracell Ultra Light Series at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Continuing our race weekend on here from the Chicago Motor Speedway. Until tomorrow, I've been Seth Cole. You've been watching another broadcast courtesy of NNSCRA TV, Offline Racing at its best.
following has been a presentation of NNSCRA TV for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of the NNSCRA is prohibited. NNSCRA would like to thank all of our loyal fans, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.